Hi guys, my name is Balaj and this is the brand new Samsung Galaxy S5 which comes out in the next few days, and we already have it here for our full review. So this brand new beautiful 5.1-inch smartphone is of course an upgraded Samsung Galaxy S4 which came out last year. Beautiful device which had also some cool features, but of course now we have a few more, like for example the heart rate sensor, and that it's waterproof and dustproof with IP67. So we have here the box which is looking like the last version, but now we have a beautiful 5 here on the front. Says of course Galaxy S5 right there. Also on the back, so you can read some technical details, like for example it has a 2800 milliamp battery, which is for example smaller than the LG G2 or the Sony Xperia Z2 also, but bigger than the HTC Ones, which only has 2600, but also smaller screen. Otherwise, all the brand new phones have the Snapdragon 801 processor inside, so quite a fast processor with quad-core 2.5 GHz. Actually, this says 2.5 GHz, 16 gigs of internal memory, which are extendable in here via microSD, but I will show you all that when I take it out of the box. So if I take it out of the box, it's also actually called the G900F, if you're wondering about the real product name, not the Samsung Galaxy S5. Then that will be it. It's available in 4 colors. It should be gold, black, blue, and I think white. Yeah, it should be white, I think. So you can see here, this is the black version, and we have a 60 megapixel camera, heart rate sensor. As I said, you just put your finger over it, open the app, and check how fast your heart is beating. But you can actually also do that with the brand new Samsung Galaxy gears. All 3 gears have a heart rate sensor inside. This is the Fit, and there's also the Gear Neo and the Gear 2. But first, let's check out the phone, which is of course quite a beautiful device. But before that, let's see what we have inside the box, since this is an unboxing video. So we have here, of course, the little manuals to read, what you should do, what you shouldn't do. For example, what does waterproof and water resistant mean? It's all in there. Then we have here standard USB power charger. For German it looks like this, and 2 amps is what it gives out at 5.3 volts, so it should charge your battery in about 2.5, maybe not even 2 hours. Then we have here headphones, standard in-ear headphones, flat cable, volume rocker on it, and you can play and pause your videos or your music or your calls. You can also answer them, and you have also here 2 more pairs of tips, so you can change the size of the in-ears so they won't hurt you. And then we have standard micro USB cable here in white. So no USB 3, this is just USB 2, a USB 2 cable here for charging your phone. Of course, it's necessary, and that's actually it, what you will find inside the box, except for, of course, the phone with also the battery. That should be inside the box, but I already put it in here. And let's just go a little bit closer, refocus the camera, and then here we go. So we have on the right side, as always, here the on and off switch, which means you can easily hold it in your hand and just bam, press the on button, and then here it's on. But still, you also have the button on the front to turn on the screen, and you don't have double tap or anything like that to wake it up like a few other cool phones do, like the HTC One or the G2. But what you're able to see, we have the touch buttons for Android still here on the bottom. One side is the back button, and one side is the last apps button, not the settings button anymore, which is the new standard by Google. Otherwise, on the top we have here a beautiful HD camera for frontal pictures right here on the corner, and also a 3.5mm headphone jack, and also infrared port, so you can actually control your TV, VCR, Blu-ray player, anything that has an infrared remote, usually inside the box, you can control with this phone. On this side we already were, so on the bottom you can see that behind this flap there should be something, and that is actually the USB port, which is USB 3 again, like with the Note 3, Galaxy Note 3, which means you can transfer files faster, maybe even charge it faster, but I'm actually not too sure of that, especially not with the original cable. And on this side only the volume rocker, and it seems like this should be metal, but I don't think it is, since in the cold outside it is not getting cold, so I guess it's plastic. So you're already able to see the camera here, 60 megapixel heart rate sensor, speaker, As I said, it's waterproof as long as you have the back cover on, since if you don't, you can easily take it off, then it won't be anymore, since we have here this little rubber protector which protects the battery, which you can actually remove from water. Otherwise the back cover doesn't do anything. It's still this plastic we know from Samsung that you can tilt like this and nothing will happen, so it's a slim but stable back cover. So speaker again, battery again, here it comes in the micro SD and the micro SIM, and also if you have a back cover that has wireless charging, you can see here the connectors, but otherwise it doesn't do anything else here. So that's it from the hardware actually, except for we will do a little bit of comparison with the G2, HTC One, Samsung Galaxy S4 and the Apple iPhone 5S in a minute when we show you guys a little bit around the software, which looks like this. I think it's in German right now, but it doesn't matter. You can easily unlock it, go up and down, so it's of course not a slow phone. I won't do a full review of the software of course for you guys now, but what I will do is start the camera. You can see it start quite quickly. You can see me in the picture actually having this weird kiss face paint, but yeah, this is just from the Samsung event we were today where we got the phones. And then we have of course the possibility to choose as always a few modes. Here for example, but more about that soon when we tell you a little bit more about the phone in our full review in English and other languages. You always should check out that it's closed really tightly on the back. It's easy to just leave a few little flaps open, but actually the phone will tell you in a few reminders in the first few days that you should really close it up tightly. So let me get a little bit further away like that and get the LG G2, my favorite phone, with 3200 milliamps, 5.2 inch screen, so it's a huge screen, huge battery, and still they are almost the same size. The G2 is a few millimeters smaller. Hope you can see it here quite nicely. Otherwise, if I put them on top of each other, it's usually easier to see the thickness, that it's really the G2 is about the same, or I would even say the same. Feels a little bit cheaper in your hand maybe because it's plastic, but I think most people use their phones now with cases anyway, and here you can see again that the G2 is really a few millimeters shorter. So Samsung Galaxy S4, I have a case around it, but that can stay, since you can see right away of course the 5.1 inch in comparison to the 5 inches is making it bigger. But what's more interesting is phones in the same price range. HTC One M8, I already did a video about that, but maybe you haven't seen it. So this is just really quickly 5 inch versus 5.1, but we have here boom sound, and that makes it a little bit taller. Otherwise, if I put them on top of each other, you can see here how that affects nothing, since they are both the same slimness, but the back cover, of course, metal versus fake leather, you could say. You should pick your winner. This is a little bit slippery, but has really nice weight to it, since it's really heavy, it's real metal here, and this is just fake leather, you could say, but also feeling quite alright. Apple iPhone 5S, 4-inch smartphone, sold a few millions of it by Apple, and you can see here the size difference quite big. If I put them on top of each other, you can see it even better. And in terms of thickness, here is that they are about the same, but still not waterproof, has a fingerprint reader like the Samsung does, but no heart rate sensor. If you need it, you will know it. These are the brand new Samsung Galaxy products, S5 and Gear Fit. This maybe you will get for free with your contract. Check out my unboxing and reviews soon about that on my channel. Don't forget to subscribe. My name is Balazs. Thank you much for tuning in, and this was the Samsung Galaxy S5 in its first unboxing and a little bit of comparison soon with more devices, of course. Thank you for tuning in.